All systems go. Clear for liftoff.
What is going on, SHIPIT Nation YouTube station here? We're back Monday. We got a nice 8-game slate here. We got a loaded pitching slate, pretty weak offense slate outside of a couple spots, which we'll break down. Coming off a big weekend over here at the Nation across the MMA streets. My guy Hoop just continues to print. You don't want to hoop to get hot, Hamwich, rolling into NFL season. But not only that, the best part about us winning as the staff members over here is the members come along with us. Huge weekend over here at the Nation across all sports, MLB, MMA, everything rocking over here. How was your weekend, man? Happy Monday. What's going on, brother?
Yeah, no, happy Monday. It's another great day. I'm traveling. Another Monday. I'm traveling. So last week I traveled for a while, but looking forward to it. You said it. We got a race car driver, a NASCAR driver pitching tonight. We got some guy named Bradley Blaylock pitching tonight. So we got some pretty clear-cut offensive spots, and we got some bona fide aces and two of them facing off each other out west. So looking forward to breaking it all down tonight.
Yeah, looking forward to breaking it all down. Our guy Mike in the chat, Parabay. Michael wins a lot. Hey, hopefully everybody wins a lot here tonight. Keith, our guy Tolga, right? That username switch up there, Tolga, always throws me off, but I remember that picture there. What's going on, everybody? Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Helps us out a ton. And hey, NFL, we got 4 Sundays left before opening weekend for the NFL season, and no better spot to join than SHIPIT Nation for NFL season. Use that promo code NFL50, get you $50 off an annual package plus the early bird bonus right there, which you see on the screen. It includes college football. It includes premium access to our site for the time being for the next month or so until NFL does kick off. That includes MMA. It includes PGA. It includes MLB. It includes NASCAR. It includes everything else that you need to have success with DFS. $299 is the early bird special there. As you see up on the screen, you can make your pick, choose across the industry. Those are the rates that right now are the going rates for NFL packages only across the industry there. SHIPIT Nation, we have our in-house Shiptimizer, which is our in-house optimizer for all sports there. Everything you need right there for $299 covers the entire NFL season, including college football, with no additional add-on fee there. And have to give our sponsor a shout out here, Drafters. Use that promo code SHIPIT. Get you a 100% deposit bonus. You throw $100 in there. Use that promo code SHIPIT. They give you a free $100. You got $200 to hopefully chase down Mr. Title Crown himself, coming off the first Drafters Best Ball $250,000 winner, not last season, the season before. Him and Marley have multiple shows right here on that. So head over there. Check us out for Best Ball Drafters. Use that promo code SHIPIT. Get you a 100% deposit bonus for new members only. How much? That's enough promo off the top here. We got a nice loaded pitching slate like we're talking about. We're going to go 8K and above here. And that by the name of Brandon Pfaadt down at the bottom, Luis Gil, Freddie Peralta, Blake Snell, Chris Sale, Lopez, and Brady Singer. Pretty loaded names. We played all these guys a time or two this season amongst the show. Definitely talk about Chris Sale, Blake Snell pitching out in amazing pitching ballpark, amazing pitching weather there, and 2 great matchups overall. Snell's looked almost unhittable at home, and then Chris Sale on the road displays roughly a 34% strikeout rate across the course of the season. He's going to go 100-plus pitches if he's pitching well. Huge strikeout upside. Talk on those two. I think it's a pitcher's duel out there, but the salary to pay for those two, I mean, you play those two, it's hard to afford those Yankees. It's hard to afford those D-backs, which obviously we're going to talk about the bats there. Those are great plays. Freddie Peralta, I don't have much interest in Freddie. He's dropped off a little bit here as of late. Tough matchup with these Dodgers. Ohtani and crew come to town into Milwaukee there. Pablo Lopez, don't have a ton of interest in him. But Luis Gil and Brandon Pfaadt, I think Sale, Snell, Gil, Pfaadt are the 4 pitchers that I have interest in, much like everybody else across the industry are going to have interest in. But it's a spot where it's pretty hard to overlook these spots in terms of pitching.
Yeah, you nailed it. I mean, those 4 guys are the guys to go to, right? I mean, so you and I are saying that. Every other show is probably saying the same thing. So let's find some guys that maybe some other folks aren't playing, but just those 4. I actually like Snell a little bit better than Sell tonight. I like him to outscore him, but also like the price a whole lot better as well. I mean, he went 40. He went, no hitter 50. And then he followed that up, Nades, with what I think was a bad game, gave up 3 runs. Still got 25 DraftKings points. This Braves team has been bad all year long. They've been really bad, striking out over 30% against left-handed pitching. They are a bad offense, and we get a pitcher's ballpark. Give me some Snell tonight to outscore Chris Sale. Obviously, Sale's a great play. The Giants have been bad, and the ballpark. You mentioned Gill getting to take on the White Sox, who just got their golf clubs clean. They're getting ready for Cancun. They have the trip booked for first week of October. They'll be going to Cancun. And then, hey, Road Rockies, anytime we get Road Rockies, you're going to want to take that pitcher, especially when it's a good pitcher like Pfaadt. So let's talk a little bit about some of the guys that maybe others aren't playing. You said Freddie Peralta. No one's going to have him. A, he's the same price as Blake Snell. B, he's taking on the Dodgers in Chavez Ravine with Mookie Betts coming back tonight. He has K upside, so I don't think he's the worst tournament option. But hey, he's in a tough matchup, and he could get blown up. Similar thing with Pablo Lopez. No one's playing either one of those guys. And to me, those 2 guys can outscore the likes of Gill and Pfaadt. Both are in much tougher matchups, absolutely, but both have the stuff and the K stuff to outscore them. But man, looking at those top 6 pitchers, it's going to be tough to get many down here because once you get past that, I know there's one cheap guy that I think a lot of people will be going to, but man, that top 6 now, that's a pretty good top 6. I don't know if we see anything better than that all season long.
Yeah, and they're all reasonably priced. I wrote it in the slate plan over here. I wouldn't be shocked, and I won't fault anybody for putting those 6 in their pool and crossing everybody else and just taking their shot up at the top with some of these cheaper secondary stacks, and maybe going like a 4-3-1 or something like that, or even a 5-man stack of some of these other cheaper, more affordable offenses. Right, you got some affordable offenses there. Toronto LA game. We're going to talk about some other. Padres are pretty cheap there as well overall. But you can build some nice teams with 2 arms at the top tier. And that's kind of the route I'm going. I like these top arms quite a bit. Like I said, Blake Snell, I put ahead of Chris Sale at the discount. Not only that, you get the Coors Field hangover there as well, coming out of Coors Field. Now heading in to San Fran, right, there for the Braves. So a nice little road trip going from Colorado out to San Francisco there. I like that Coors Field. I always pick on teams first game out of Coors, especially with a guy by the name of Blake Snell who's looked absolutely elite. He's going to be a little bit lower owned as well than Chris Sale, and that nice $1,200 goes a long way in terms of bat. So like Blake Snell. Blake Snell's my top guy. Chris Sale would be number 2. I'm going Brandon Pfaadt, number 3. And it's pretty close between him and Sale for me with the discount. I love that matchup there. Love the D-backs bats as well. So Pfaadt should be in line for the win here tonight, I think, as well. Luis Gil is a close 4th, but man, Luis Gil is going to get quite a bit of ownership due to this matchup with the White Sox. And he can be scary at times with his control and everything going on there with. So I think he's a good play, but at $9K, I put Pfaadt over him for the $400 savings. I have no interest in Freddie Peralta. He's showed just a 26.5% strikeout rate since the beginning of June. He's had a lot of walks, actually, in 9 of his last 10 starts. And this Dodgers team is, well, they do have some higher strikeout bats. It definitely helps getting Mookie Betts back. Overall, this lineup is pretty patient. So at 9,300, I'm out on Freddie Peralta. He's going to miss my cut. I'm only playing 2 to 3 teams here tonight like I do every slate. Freddie Peralta won't be on any of them. I get the reasoning in MME. I definitely think I'd include him in pools, but in single entry stuff, which majority of the chat is probably talking and probably plays, he's not going to be a guy for me in terms of single entry stuff against that Dodgers lineup there. I just wish his control looked a little better. He struggled with his command, and then obviously he's got to come back with that fastball. You start throwing fastballs to the heart of the order, right? The Otanis, the Mookie Betts, the Freemans of the world, the Will Smiths. they can get a hold of one, and you're in for some trouble quickly there. Pablo Lopez against this Kansas City. It's pretty good hitting weather overall there in Minnesota. So I don't love picking on this Royals offense, especially at 9,200. I wish Pablo Lopez was cheaper. So for me, it's realistically just those four arms at the top tier. Let's drop down to below 8K. I want to throw out a couple guys. Number one, Bowden Francis, coming off a pretty good start, right? Last week when he faced Baltimore, he went 5 innings, looked pretty decent. He's got a decent strikeout rate for his price point at 5,800. Solid matchup for the Angels. I think there's a spot you can play Francis in a lineup. You can also stack against him in some lineups here, but it's mainly a salary play for me. He's realistically the only guy that I have down below 8K that I have decent interest in. Clayton Kershaw, I think, is the other one. The reason being for Clayton Kershaw, I get it, right? Pitch count has been a concern with Kershaw, but last week he got up to, I believe, right around 85 pitches or so, or 75, 80 pitches, somewhere around that. I think we could see 85 to 90 pitches here. If he gets you 85 to 90 pitches well, he gets you a couple strikeouts, goes 6 innings. I think that's definitely enough at 7,700. It's been a while since we've seen Kershaw below 8K. This Brewers team is tough to pick on, right? They put the ball in play. They're aggressive on the base pass. They're better at home. I like them quite a bit when they're in the home stadium. But at Kershaw at 7,700, if you're looking for a guy below 8K that has upside to match the Pfatts, the Heels of the world, I think Kershaw is the guy. He did strike out 5 Phillies last week, and this Brewers team is obviously a good ball club, but I don't think they're as a potent offense as the Phillies are. Kershaw definitely got through the Phillies, 5 strikeouts, no walks there. So I think Kershaw is my guy in that mid-tier. I have no interest in Musgrove. Joe coming back off of IL. He threw 43 pitches in his rehab start. I just can't do that in a matchup against these Pirates. I get it, it's a good matchup, but at 7,800, I'd just rather roll the dice on a guy by the name of Clayton Kershaw, who I know is at least going to have probably more pitches and a higher pitch count ceiling than Joe is going to have for sure. But I'll throw it over to you. Any interest in guys down here? Davis Daniel, who I didn't hit on, is probably the only other guy. But let me know where you're going down here below 8K.
Yeah, that's what I alluded to kind of in the opening was Bowden Francis. 5,800 going on the road, taking on this meager Los Angeles Angels offense, not very good. I mean, I'm not playing Francis, Nades. I know you said you could stack against him. I wouldn't mind Domini against him. And then I feel like the Jays might be a little chalky going up against Davis Daniel, who's not very good, but we've seen Davis Daniel. I mean, he's capable of putting a 40 what did he put 40 up on the Tigers, 35, something like that in his first start. So we know he's got it in him. And then you hit the nail on the head with Kershaw. I like Kershaw as well, 7,700. I was all over Lodolo yesterday. I like Lodolo. I like lefties versus the Brewers. They've hit 2 home runs in the last 30 days versus lefties. They don't strike out a whole ton, especially at home. But Kershaw's a guy that can go 6, strike out 6, and give up 0 or 1 run, and get you look up. He has 20 DraftKings points. So I don't mind Kershaw tonight. Would be my favorite down below, and then Bowden Francis is going to be very popular in my opinion.
So I don't think Bowden's going to be popular, to be honest. I'm seeing sub 10% ownership on him. It's just all the ownership on the slate is condensing around 4 guys: Sale and Snell, obviously, because it's literally freaking icicles are probably coming on the stadium out there in San Fran. I mean, it's sub 60 degrees. By the end of that game, it's probably going to be low 50s out there. Those 2 are going to soak up the majority, and then it's Heel right behind them at about probably 30-ish%, I would say. And Brandon Pfaadt is right there anywhere from 25 to 30%. So, I mean, between those 4 pitches, you're looking at well over probably 150% combined ownership on the slate. So anybody else outside of that, I mean, Lopez and Peralta are going to be 10 to 15%. Anybody else that is going to be sub 10%. So, I mean, at 5,800, in a matchup against the Angels where there's strikeouts, he already has a decent, 21% strikeout rate on the road this season. He's definitely not bulletproof by any means, but at 5,800 in a matchup against the Angels with some high strikeout bats in there, I don't hate it. Like I said, he definitely had a much tougher matchup last week against Baltimore and managed to get through 5 against the best team, the first team in all of baseball this year to 70 wins. So That's kind of the reason back there. But, yeah, we definitely align on Kershaw for sure. Kershaw would be my guy, my favorite guy below 8K for sure, with upside to, I think, contest with the Heels, with the Fots, with the Lopez's of the world, to be honest.
So if you're playing two of those high-priced pitchers, you're most certainly going to have the Diamondbacks. I mean, those Diamondbacks prices are just, depending on who plays and who doesn't play. I mean, Corbin Carroll at 4,600. I mean, all these dudes are going to be so highly owned. I mean, they are dirt cheap. And then you got that one kid at 2,100, that Del Castillo at catcher that's been playing good. I mean, yeah. So if you know how people are going to build their teams, right? They're going to go sell Snell and then the Diamondbacks, and then who knows? But
no, I think so. I think the route you go. I think a common route today is Sale and Snell, obviously from pitching, and 5 Yankees, because you can play 5 Yankees. Obviously, the Glaber, you can't fit Judge and Soto right together with those 2 pitchers, but you can play one of them. And then you got Volpe, who's 3,700, Glaber's 3,600, Austin Wells is 4K, Stanton's only 4,600, Verdugo's 3,200, right? So you have cheap. DJ LeMahieu, if he's in there, he's 2,500. So outside of Judge and Soto, this team is very affordable to stack up. So I think I still think it's clear cut. Sale, Snell, 5 Yankees, and then probably 2 or 3 D-backs is the chalk route. I mean, all the optimizers, Shiptimizers spitting that out. Any optimizer right now across the industry, if you just do 5-2 build or a 5-3 build, that's what it's 5 Yankees and those 2 pitchers for sure. But yeah, let's go ahead and rank our top 4. I'll just do 4 because obviously the pitching slate is pretty condensed around a couple arms. But go ahead and rank your top 4 before we go game by game. How much?
I'm going to go Snell. He's my SP1 on today's slate when you factor in price and everything. And I think he outscores Sale. So Blake Snell, number 1. Chris Sale, close second. I'm going to go Gill. I think Gill racks up the strikeouts today too. And then Pfott would be 4 for me.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, I'm going Snell, number 1 as well with you. I agree there. I'm going Brandon Pfott, number 2, considering matchup, considering salary, everything like that. I'll go Sale, number 3. And then number 4 for me, I'm going to go Bowden Francis as a value guy there. Obviously, I like Heel, but Heel's significantly higher owned. I like the salary savings, and I think Bowden can get us 5 to 6 innings there and scores 12 to 15 DraftKings points, which plenty enough if it allows you to fit a Judge and a Soto into your lineup with some of those D-backs and whoever else you want on the slate. Let's jump to the bats standpoint. There's some good bats to talk about. We're going to start with a pretty decent game here. Texas and Boston, Fenway, good hitting weather here. Tyler Mahle on the mound, which struggles a lot to fly ball concerns to lefties. And obviously, the Red Sox have some of the best left-handed hitters in baseball. I like this lineup a lot. There's 6 lefties, obviously a switch hitter in there from this Red Sox lineup. So I like these Red Sox quite a bit here, and I think the Red Sox go overlooked in this matchup. I think the Rangers are interesting as well against Bello. Overall, I think this is a pretty interesting game. It's not going to get the ownership that the Yankees are going to get, the D-backs are going to get, the Torontos of the world are going to get. I think this is a pretty interesting game. Obviously, we like playing teams in Fenway here. In terms of weather, it's pretty decent for hitting in Fenway in relative to the slate. It's about 74 degrees, wind, 10-mile-an-hour wind blowing out to right center field. Obviously gives a bump to those left-handed hitters. I like me some Boston lefties for sure here tonight. And then obviously Corey Seager and the lefties from the Rangers, because Bello struggles a ton against left-handed hitters as well.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Mahle, however you say it, has historically struggled with lefty fly ball hitters. We don't have my guy Jaron Duran in the lineup tonight. He is out for the next 2 games, but we still have Rafael Devers in there. We have David Hamilton leading off, which we know he's a terror on the base pass as well. Yeah, I'm with you. Give me these lefties for the Red Sox. Yeah, you said it's 6 in the confirmed lineup. And then these Rangers, you got Adolis Garcia back up in the 4 hole. He batted 7th yesterday. I like it that he's back back batting up there. He struggled this season mightily, hitting about 220 with, I think, 13 or 17 bombs. But, yeah, give me some Seager. Give me Simeon back in the leadoff spot. I like these Rangers tonight to pop off against Bello. I think this game goes over the posted total too, Nate. I think we should see fireworks in Boston tonight.
Yeah, I'm with you. I definitely prefer the Boston side, all those lefties, because Bello is a ground ball guy. But if you look at Texas's lineup, 7 of the 9 hitters have a 25% or higher fly ball rate. I definitely want the lefties. Corey Seager is one of the best plays on the slate at 5,400. I mean, this dude, I don't think has gone over 5,400 all season long. He continues to hit home runs left and right, 2 home runs, 3 home runs there. Obviously, I mean, he's one of the best hitters in baseball. He's going to be lower owned, I think, at shortstop too, because people are going to play Volpe. People are going to play Perdomo or one of the D-backs guys there. Or if they're spending up, they're going to go all the way up to Bobby Witt, in my opinion, or David Hamilton, I think, is a solid option there too. But I do think he's great. Huge fly ball guy. Adolis Garcia, huge fly ball guy. Leody Taveras, I think, is a nice value as well here tonight. 2,300, hit ninth. You can wrap it around to the top to the Seager. I think a really nice mini stack is Jonah Heim, Leody Taveras, Corey Seager. Nice 3-man there, 8-9, 2 stack, and all guys guaranteed 19 at bats. I think that's a pretty nice mini stack there. Is very affordable, 3K, 2,300 and 5,400. Can pretty much do anything you want there and get you off the chalk. I think that's a good way to go. And then, yeah, I love all those lefties for the Red Sox. And then obviously you can throw in some of those righties too, but prefer the lefties. I do want to call out Nick Sogard. He's been my boy. He's been making me a ton of money for these Red Sox. He just doesn't get priced up. He's 2,700. You can play him at second base and shortstop. And he'll steal bags out there as well. He's been playing good baseball right now too. So definitely like that bat. Did want to make sure I spoke on that. But yeah, great game here for bats. I like it quite a bit. Jumping to the next game here, 2 decent real-life pitchers, Singer and Lopez on the mound. It is pretty good hitting weather, again, in Minnesota. Overall, one of the best hitting weathers on the slate. About 80 degrees. Slight wind blowing in, but I do think this is a pretty interesting spot. I think these Twins are pretty sneaky here tonight against Singer. Singer is a different pitcher on the road than he is in Kauffman Stadium. Sub 20% strikeout rate on the road this season, gets hit pretty hard overall. And these Twins, well, they do have some high strikeout bats in there, right? Wallner and Buxton. Overall, this lineup, pretty low strikeouts and tons of power. Team ISO, this confirmed lineup or projected lineup has a 240 ISO against right-handed pitching at home. I think these Twins are pretty interesting. I don't think a lot of ownership goes to them at all. This is another sneaky spot for me for these Twins bats. You can always play the Royals, but I think there's better teams at these price points than the Royals personally here tonight. But never always can play the Royals. I just prefer them more at home personally.
You took the words right out of my mouth. No Royals. I like Pablo Lopez. Brady Singer, sub 20% strikeout rate on the road. These Twins smack the cover off the baseball. Hey, give me some Twins tonight, Nades. I'm with you there. I like them. Sneaky stack. Stack. I'll be playing some of them tonight for sure. I like those Twins, 1 through 5 for me. And then wherever Wallner is, Buxton double dong yesterday in the 5-hole. So interested to see where they put him.
Yeah, excellent. We're aligned. Hey, man, I got to make sure I'm not dreaming here. Hamilton and Nades are aligned. Usually that doesn't happen too much, and when it does, it's usually pretty good for the old checkbook there. So we'll see what happens here tonight. But yeah, overall, we agree there. I think some of these Royals are interesting, right? You can always play a Vinny P, a Bobby Witt, a Perez, but at those salaries, I much prefer Arizona. I much prefer even the Dodgers. I think are pretty interesting against Peralta at a similar price point there. And going to be pretty low owned there. So, yeah, I'm out on the Royals. I just think there's other spots to pick on than them. But, yeah, I'm with you on the Twins. Like them a ton. Next game on the slate, it's the Dodgers. It's the Brewers. Peralta on the hill. Clayton Kershaw on the hill. Peralta, like I said, has struggled a little bit with command. His strikeout rate has dropped tremendously since the start of June, right? He's down to about 26.5 overall on the course of the season because at the beginning of the year he was absolutely electric and lights out at home. He's sitting at a 30% strikeout rate at home this season, but again, that's a little weighted from the start of the year. I don't think these Dodgers are the craziest stack. They're low on. Anytime you can get an offense like the Dodgers, maybe they're a little rejuvenated, right, with the likes of Mookie Betts coming back in there. I don't think they're the craziest stack of the world. They are expensive overall. At least the guys you want to play, right? The top 5 guys. But Gavin Lux, he hit a bomb yesterday or the day before against one of the chalkier pitchers on the slate. He's been playing good. He's 3,100. I think the top 6 hitters, Lux, Hernandez, Smith, Freeman, Betts, and Ohtani are interesting here against a pitcher who people normally don't like picking on overall. But like I said, Peralta hasn't looked great as of late. I think this is an interesting spot. And then you can always play the Brewers. Like I said, Kershaw hasn't looked great this season. He did look good last week against the Phillies, but still I don't think he's fully back to normal. And these Brewers, what they do, they hit home runs. Obviously, I prefer them much more against right-handed pitching, but they steal bases. They're aggressive on the base pass. A single can turn into a double. 2 stolen bases here and there. Base hit, scores 2 runs. I mean, they can – when you start swiping bags, you can definitely rack up the DraftKings points in a hurry in terms of a stack. Willy Adames is absolutely red hot right now. I did want to allude to that. He's 5K at shortstop there. Gary Sanchez, William Contreras, 2 lefty mashers there are going to hit up towards the heart of that lineup. I think this is an interesting spot in terms of 2 low-owned teams against good pitchers overall that could get you different on the slate for sure.
Yeah, we have Hoskins batting second tonight. He would be a one-off only for me, and then no Dodgers for me, Nades. I mean, I just think there's worse pitchers, and while we know that he's struggling, we know Peralta has 12 Ks in his arsenal. Not saying he's going to do that tonight, but I'd rather pick on worse pitchers and not try to hit the lottery. And you're only going to want to play the top guys. That's almost impossible to play the top guys on the Dodgers and to play good pitchers.
No, excellent points there, Ira. Give my points there as well. I do think it's a decent spot overall. But let's jump to the next game on the spot here. Yankees almost implied to score 7 runs here against Kyle Busch, who is used to racing and turning left on asphalt. He's not so good on dirt, I'll tell you that. He looked absolutely abysmal last start. I mean, this guy's atrocious. It's this league's second worst bullpen behind the Rockies on the slate as well. The White Sox, like you said, are ready for their Cancun trip. They're waiting in that first class line to board the plane there and probably get dusted on the golf course as well. But these Yankees, right? Soto 6,400, Judge 6,900. Outside of that, they're very affordable. They're going to be the highest owned offense by far on the slate, probably twice as high owned of anybody else. I mean, Arizona's going to contest a little bit with them. But outside the catcher, if he's playing at 2,100 for Arizona, I think their ownership's held in check too, to be honest, because these salaries on these Yankees, guaranteed 9th inning at bats against one of the worst pitching staffs in all of baseball, especially this starter here. He looked absolutely atrocious. Not much more to say. Yankees 1 through 9 firmly in play. Going to be chalky. Got to stack them up differently. Don't go in there and play the big boppers and then the value guys that everybody's going to play with a Snell and a Sale. That's my only recommendation, but not much more to say about that. White Sox, Luis Robert, Vaughn, Benintendi, who's swinging a good stick. Benintendi at 2,300. I think that's an interesting value play on the slate against a chalky heel for sure. So I didn't want to call that out. He's going to hit in the heart of that order, 2,300. He's swinging a decent stick right now, but outside of that, not going to 5-man stack these White Sox by any means.
Yeah, I mean, I think the way to get different is to play Judge and Soto. I think that obviously that's going to mix up the pitchers that you can get. But man, these once you get past Judge and Soto, Jazz is still 5,100. I mean, yeah, you said it. I mean, dirt cheap prices on Alex Verdugo. Just Venmo me your money. If you're playing Alex Verdugo tonight, just Venmo me your entry fee, and I'll gladly accept that because that guy will get you a 0. He'll get you the Nate special. The Nate special is 2 points. He'll get a walk. He'll get the Nate special, and then hope we don't get a bailout home run in the 8th inning. But, man, these Yankees, it's going to get ugly there in Chicago. If you're a White Sox fan, you may want to stay home tonight because Gil's going to mow you down, and the White Sox are going to play Ring Around the Rosies. Give me these Yankees, Nate. They're popular. They're popular for a reason.
Exactly. Not much more to say there. We're aligned there. I will say, Alex Verdugo is going to be one of the highest owned bats on the slate, especially if he stays batting leadoff at 3,200. Lefty, I don't love it, but Every time old Hamwich here hates on Mr. Verdugo, you get that whole MLB home run notification, and there he is. Verdugo hits his second home run in the last 15 years, and it's because Hamwich slandered him right here on this on the screen. But yeah, I think, like I said, I think that heart of the order on the White Sox is an interesting mini stack. Robert, Vaughn, Benintendi of the world, little devil leverage situation there as well. Next game on the slate, the Angels, Davis Daniel on the hill, Bowden Francis on the hill, two guys that I didn't even know were in the MLB until this year. Not guys that you typically saw, but Davis Daniel has shown a ceiling performance. Bowden Francis, obviously, like I said, pitched well last week against Baltimore. These Blue Jays are going to be probably the third highest owned team on the slate behind the Yankees, behind Arizona, and I don't love it. I never like a chalky Blue Jays team. Vlad is playing well right now. Spencer Horwitz, Alejandro Kirk. I mean, outside of that, I just don't love this team. Ernie Clement, I think, is a solid value at third base and shortstop. He can put the ball in play, can steal some bases there, so I don't hate that. But definitely going to be underweight on a chalky Toronto squad here for myself personally. And then the Angels, if you wanted to stack the Angels, I think they're pretty unique. Zach Neto, Logan O'Hoppe, Taylor Ward against Francis, but I definitely prefer Francis on the slate. So this is a game that I'm underweight on despite the high total in this one from a bats perspective.
Yeah, pass for me. It'd be O'Hoppe as just a one-off if you needed a catcher down there to complete like a 5-2-1 or something, but not stacking either side.
We definitely agree there. Let's head to the second chalky spot and probably my favorite offense on the slate overall, all things considering. You got a guy by the name of Bradley Blaylock on this hill who is not a major league pitcher, and then you got the worst bullpen in baseball behind him. These guys just got beat up pretty good by the Braves there in Coors Field. Now they're heading out to Arizona, who, hey, Arizona's making a chase. They're in contention, right, for that division over there. The Padres, the Dodgers, and the D-backs are neck and neck coming down to the stretch here. I love these D-backs here tonight. I will say probably one of the highest-owned bats on the slate is going to be Adrian Del Castillo. He's hitting 6 here tonight, 2,100 at catcher. He's scoring touchdowns in terms of DraftKings points out there, right? 14, 16, 20. 2,100 hitting in the heart of this order. Ketel Marte's back. I love these D-backs. They're my favorite stack of the night, even ahead of the Yankees. Love them all. I will say I don't care about the chalk. Adrian Del Castillo, I think that's good chalk. 2,100. It allows you to do a lot. And it is nice because Austin Wells is going to pull some ownership, I think, away from him when people want to go in and stack the Yankees there. So D-backs, long-winded answer is saying they're my favorite offense. Love them 1 through 9. Jack Pedersen, Ketel Marte, Josh Bell, Alec Thomas. If he's in there, I think he was projected. I haven't looked at the confirmed lineup. I didn't know it did come out. If Alec Thomas is in there, I absolutely love him. Another value play. But, yeah, I love this spot for the D-backs here against Blaylock and this bullpen for the Rockies.
Yeah, Thomas is 8th, and they just, obliterated the Phillies this weekend. So, yeah, they're rocking and rolling. Now they get a team. They got beat up pretty good. I know they won yesterday, came back, but bullpen got beat up. This is a smash spot and tremendous prices on the D-backs. And then no interest in the Rockies for me as we like PFOT a ton.
Yeah, we firmly agree. So I love Alec Thomas hitting 8th. You want to talk about a wraparound stack? I absolutely love that. He ranks very well for us over here. He's 2,500, great value play. And he's a direct pivot right off of Mr. Yankees, DJ LeMahieu, at a same price point, 2,500. Obviously, it's a different position, but I'll take my chances 9 times out of 10 that he's going to outscore DJ LeMahieu at lower ownership, I think, for sure. So, yeah, I love these D-backs. I'm off these Rockies. You can play a McMahon or a McMahon or your boy Toglia, but if Hamwich isn't on Toglia, I'm not on Toglia because last time this dude was on him, he triple donged there. So if Hamwich isn't touting Michael Toglia here, probably a good spot to not play him. PFOT or FOT, probably my second favorite pitcher on the slate tonight for sure. 2 games left to talk about here. The last game, not going to have much interest, but this is a spot I do have some interest in. Marco Gonzalez, I believe, was scratched, right? I don't see who is going to start in his regard. I don't know if somebody in the chat has that. I I actually don't see the alert from.
Yeah, I didn't get it either. Someone in the chat said it. I didn't see it, but
I saw it in chat. I don't see he got scratched from Underdog. So right now I'm seeing Marco Gonzalez is still pitching. That has me interested in these Padres. Another lower-owned stack. I think I like Boston more, but I do put the Padres in my top 4 here. Arias just never strikes out, puts the ball in play always. He's swinging good right now. Profar, Donovan Solano, if he's in there at 2,900, historic lefty masher. I think he came in and pitch hit against a left-handed reliever the other night, hit a bomb. I love him yesterday. I love him at third base at 2,900. So I think these Padres are pretty interesting, pretty good implied run total. It's not a greatest park, but overall offense is pretty weak outside of 2 spots on the slate. Padres definitely crack my top 4 here. I put them neck and neck with Boston for sure. So I like the spot quite a bit for these Padres. No Pirates interest against Mr. Joe making his first start back off the IL. Like I said, his rehab start only threw 43 pitches. I don't think the Pirates are the craziest stack in the world. Brian Reynolds, O'Neill Cruz, Rowdy Tellez, Joey Bart, but not a spot that I'm looking to go to.
Yeah, I actually have a little bit of interest in these Pirates. You know, they beat up Glasnow pretty good. You know, McCutcheon went double dong yesterday. I don't think it's the worst. They profile decently well on the road versus righties, and we get Musgrove coming back. You know, I haven't seen, but I wouldn't think he throws more than, I don't know what, Nate, 60, 70 pitches, something like that, if he just threw 43 last time. So I don't think it's the worst. You know, probably more minis, you know, up there with Reynolds, McCutcheon, O'Neill Cruz. And then, yeah, with you on those Padres, Marco Gonzalez is not any good, hasn't been even for quite some time. So, yeah, give me these Padres. They just refuse to strike out. I think it's a great late-night hammer stack. We got Verdugo leading off, Nades. That's trouble. He's going to be like 97.8% owned. Don't do it, people. Save your money. Invest. Go out and buy a Ghost energy drink. Do not put your hard-earned money on Alex Verdugo.
Yeah, I'm just looking. I'm just trying to look real quick. Jake Woodford will start tonight for the Pirates. Yeah, so I'm seeing that a lot of beat writers across Twitter right now do have Jake Woodford in there. So Donovan Solano likely won't be in there. Obviously, he's a splits guy. Pretty much only cracks the lineup against left-handed pitchers for a good reason, right? Ton of power there, but a little bit less interest in the Padres now, but I do think the Padres are still firmly in play. Like I said, Solano likely not going to be in there. So, Chad, appreciate that, but I did just pull it up. Woodford is going to start for the Pirates there. Still have some interest in the Padres, not as much now. Definitely put Boston ahead of them for sure. Last game on the slate here. It's a little winter, a little cold out there in San Francisco in the Bay Area there. Pitchers duel, I think, sub 60 degrees, right? Mid 50s in this game. Sale on the hill, Blake Snell on the hill. Probably a good spot to say no bats interest for me. I'm not going to play any bats in this game. Like both these pitchers a ton, like everybody else does, but maybe you got something different.
November came early, Nades, out in San Francisco. Yeah, we're not playing those bats out there in the Bay. We love both pitchers. I think if you play pitchers out there, man, it's throwing and hoping. No, thank you, not for me tonight.
Yeah, I agree. We agree there for sure. That's all 8 games. Talk pitching, talked hitting. Got to round the show out like we do every single show. Go ahead and actually let's throw a little curveball. Go ahead and give your top 3 offenses for the people, and then we'll do our home run calls.
All right, number 1 is going to be the Yankees for me. Number 2, I'm going to put the Twins. I like the Twins a ton tonight. I'm going to put the Twins number 2. And then, I like the D-backs. That's too easy. I'm going to give another somewhat sneaky one. I'm going to say the Rangers.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, no, I'm going to put the D-backs number 1. I'm going to put the Yankees number 2, and then I'm going to do a tie for number 3 between the Twins and the Red Sox, preferably the lefties for the Red Sox there. So that's where I'm going. Throw it over to you, Hamwich. You've been good with these calls. I finally hit one on Friday there, but obviously our parlay did not cash. But again, anytime I'll throw $5 in a chance to win 40,000 plus, I'll do that any day of the week. I spent $5 on much worse things than an opportunity there. So go ahead and give the people your home run call of the evening.
I feel like this is cheating because this is bona fide, certified lock. It's too easy. My guy up in the Twin Cities. Give me some Royce Lewis He's going to go yard tonight. Get him on your teams, people. He's going to be in the winner tonight. Give me Royce Lewis at third base.
I love that, Mr. Royce Lewis. I'm going to the D-backs, my favorite spot of the night. Hitting third, confirmed, Mr. Jock Jams. I love Jack Pedersen. 4,200. I think he takes Bradley Blaylock and company deep at least once here tonight at home. That's going to do it. Appreciate everybody watching. We got to bump out of here. Hamlet's got a call to attend to, but we appreciate all the interaction in the chat. Again, if you guys are looking for somewhere for NFL, look no further than SHIPITNation.com. Go to SHIPITNation.com. Click the banner at the top of the screen. It will automatically prorate the NFL package down to $299. Like you see here, Optimizer, our in-house Shiptimizer, is included in that. College football comes with it as well. And if you join now, get you locked in for NFL season. Covers everything NFL that we have to offer, as well as all the other premium content at our site for the time being until NFL does kick off there, including the Discord. That's going to do it, though. Appreciate everybody tuning in. Hit that like button on the way out. Hit that subscribe button. Helps us out a ton. For Hamwich, I'm Nadesify. Good luck tonight in those contests. Hope to see the Ship It Nation logos at the top. See ya next time.